normalize being on your own and normalize doing things by yourself, solo traveling, meeting friends on your own, going to dinner by yourself, or even the grocery store. It's all perfectly normal, folks, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. It doesn't have to be super huge. It doesn't have to require going to the other side of the planet, okay? It contains something small. Just getting comfortable with yourself and finding that confidence, which is what I still work on today, and which is why I'm sharing this with you. What's going on, folks? Welcome to Ross Travels. If you are new here, I would love if you like and subscribe to the channel. The family is growing little by little, getting comfortable myself, getting comfortable with the YouTube. So we're going little by little. I appreciate all of you guys so much. And if you're returning, thank you for your continued support. Some of you guys have been here since the beginning. And today, let me know what you think about that intro, by the way. That was a very spontaneous intro. I'm not gonna remember that every time. So today, we're gonna do just like a little chilled out, stripped down video. Just talk, just chat. As we have a little view, let's show you the view. I mean, I've already showed you, but show you again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, folks. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful out here, folks. It's a nice solid 12 degrees outside, Celsius. So I'll put for my Fahrenheit folks, I'll put the conversion up. I think that's, it's in the high 50s or 60s somewhere, I don't know. I've gotten so used to Celsius, I've forgotten Fahrenheit. We are gonna be talking about today, normalizing. How are you? Being on your own and traveling solo and doing things by yourself. Even though it is a bit scary, it's a bit intimidating, no one likes to do it. This is awful lighting. Normalizing, being on your own and getting comfortable with self-shopping, self-travel, solo shopping, going to restaurants and eating on your own. That's a big one, folks. A lot of people don't like to do that, and that's fair. That's fair. You know, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm still working on some stuff myself, but I've gotten a hell of a lot better than where I was, what, say 3-4 years ago when I started first solo traveling. When I started first solo traveling, ladies and gentlemen, that was a solid 4 years ago, right after, actually a little bit longer than 4 years ago, but like seriously solo traveling, after high school, when I decided to take that gap year. And I actually wasn't supposed to take the gap year, but I'll get into that story a little bit later on. And probably in another video, because we'll be here for a while. I started solo traveling and getting into seasonal work, and I gotta shout out my man Tim. If you guys are watching, or Tim, if you're watching, appreciate you so much. I know I say it all the time and this and that, I was actually just watching your live stream this morning. He was out in the woods, chilling on a nice big rock, staring at water, okay? Love that man. He's the reason why I'm living the life that I am today. So go subscribe to his channel, by the way. He is the reason why I live this life. I will always continue to shout him out. Even if he tells me to stop doing it, if he tells me to shut up one day, I'm committed. but he's giving me confidence. He's giving me confidence too, not only for YouTube, that's a big part of it, but it's personally, and I got to meet the man in person, by the way, okay? So, no, we got to meet up for some coffee in Bozeman, Montana, okay? Speaking of Montana, shout out to Abby and Savannah if you guys are watching. But anyway, back to the topic, folks. Back to the topic. I'll talk about Tim all day. But normalizing solo travel. And there's a lot of fears around it. There's a lot of stigmas around it. There's a lot of, and I get it. It's uncomfortable. You know, when you're solo traveling, or when you, again, go to the restaurant on your own, and you ask, oh, a table for how much? Table for one. Yeah, you start to get, oh man, you start to feel that inside. You start to feel that inside. Oh man, table for one, that sounds weird. And everyone's staring at you, and this and that, that guy alone, and this and that, and did he get stood up? If it weren't for those experiences and those things that you just do for yourself. And it doesn't have to be just a restaurant, going to the store. I used to be terrified to go to the grocery store on my own. I don't know why, but terrified to go to the grocery store on your own, or taking that solo trip, which we're gonna talk a lot about on this channel. So again, if you like solo travel, if you like anything travel related, like and subscribe to the channel, or like and subscribe to this video, and then subscribe to the channel. But because that's what we're talking about a lot. Solo travel, you know, and different ways of travel, budget travel, we're talking about all that. But you don't have to be afraid to do things on your own, folks. And I get it. It's very icky, it's very weird, it's very uncomfortable for folks who haven't done it before. But the more times you do it, the more comfortable you get. You know, I talked about solo traveling for a number of years. You know, I've solo traveled for a combined like 5 or 6 years, but like seriously for the last about 4 or 5. And the more times I've done it, the more times I've gotten comfortable. Okay, the more times I've gotten on a plane on my own and booked tickets on, well, booking tickets on my own is pretty easy, but like got on the plane on my own and getting to the airport on your own and finding out an accommodation. Do you need to, you know, you get to the airport earlier? Do you need to stay over? Do you have a long layover? Do you have, you know, do you have a long transfer? You know, do you have an overnight layover at the airport because you tried to save $20 on that ticket? Okay, are you in a different city? Did you use the positioning flights method and try and fly to another city and then fly from that city to your original destination to save some cash? Good trick, by the way. Any of that. The more times you do it, the more times you get comfortable, and then you start to normalize it. Normalize being on your own, normalize solo traveling, normalize, you know, doing all this stuff on your own. And not being afraid and not being worried about, oh, who's staring at you, and not worried about who's, you know, judging you. And it's hard. It's hard, folks. It's terrifying. I'm out here in this lovely park all by myself. It's just me, GoPro, and somewhat warm coffee now. It's just me out here holding the GoPro. And I mean, yeah, a bunch of people look at me and they're like, hey, what's this dude talking to himself and this and that, you know what I mean? But they could easily be thinking something different. Oh man, I wonder what he's recording. Oh man, I wonder what his YouTube channel is. Shout out. Okay, the video should be up by now, but if not, it'll be up after, it'll be around this one. I don't know, I've recorded a lot this week, but shout out to all the girls when I was out on the trail. This is what, 2 days ago. And a bunch of them rounded the corner and were walking on the trail towards me, and I got nervous. I started like profusely sweating because I was like, oh, it's a lot of attention. It's just me, trail, and like 15 people. And I got so nervous, and then all of a sudden they all, hey, I want to say hi to the vlog and this and that. And then they all jumped in. I've got to turn my microphone on, okay? But you know, I'm still upset about that, but that's okay. The video still came out. But that was a cool moment. And that was solo. Spontaneous, folks. Spontaneous. That was not planned. I didn't know them, they didn't know me. So for some of you guys watching, hey, how's it going? Recording another video with my microphone on. See, that's what happens when you start to get comfortable. And it's easy to say that people are judging you because they're staring into the depths of your being when you do so, especially recording out in public. It's a big one. All my vloggers and YouTubers know about that. But again, sitting in a restaurant by yourself, it's weird. People looking at you, oh, is he alone? Is he this and that? But if you normalize it, and the more times you do it, you learn not to give a damn. You learn just to say, hey, this is for me. I'm enjoying a nice meal. You know, get yourself that nice big Angus beef burger with a side of chips or fries, okay? Get that nice 8-ounce steak with mashed potatoes, a side of chips and a glass of wine, red wine. I don't drink wine, but a lot of people say red wine goes well with steak, so I trust them. You know, get that nice fish and chips, authentic fish and chips, okay? Or whatever, even if you're vegetarian. Shout out Sister of Soul, the restaurant down in St. Kilda, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. I gotta say the whole thing. You know, they're a vegetarian vegan restaurant, I believe. I'll put all their information and stuff up here. I'm not vegetarian, but I met a vegetarian friend when I first arrived in Australia, and I catered to her. I was like, hey, let's go out. Or not go out, but let's go out for a meal. And that was like my second vegetarian dish. My dad's vegetarian, so he's gonna be proud of this. But I had like I forgot what she had, but I had like a tofu curry. Boy, it was good. It was good. And so I went back on my own. I forgot when, but I went back on my own. Table for one. Hashtag table for one. We should put that on a t-shirt. okay? Normalize it, and that way you start to get comfortable. Again, I'm going back to travel, you know? You book that ticket, okay, I'm going, you know, it doesn't have to be anywhere crazy. It can be somewhere domestic. It'd be a 2-hour flight. 2-hour flight, folks. I want to go from Dallas, Texas to, you know, Nashville, Tennessee for a festival. That's probably about 2.5 hour flight. You know, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. But the more you travel, and the more you get used to it, the more you start, hey, maybe get the travel bug, like me. You get the travel bug. Hey, okay, now it's time to go international. We've done a lot of domestic trips. We've gotten the feel of it. All right, now let's try and ramp this up. Now let's try customs on our own. Let's try stamping that passport. Get your passport. I'm gonna keep saying it, get your passport. All right, now I'm gonna get those stamps. I'm gonna go through customs. I'm gonna go through customs and say stuff in a different language, you know? Or you can be like me, I got triple inspected in China. That's only because I had a lot of stuff in my bag and I had a lot of my electronics. But that was after I've taken who knows how many trips. Who knows how many trips. So many solo trips. I've been through customs a handful of times now in different countries. I've been through customs in Canada, Mexico, Dominican Republic. I didn't go in the Bahamas because it was a cruise, but Thailand, Belgium, Poland, and Australia. Those are all the countries I've been to, folks. I've been, besides the Bahamas and the US, of course. Well, actually, I've been through customs coming back to the US. But all those countries I've been to. Oh, and I've had to go through transfer customs in Switzerland, in Zurich, and in Jiangsu, China. That's a lot of languages, folks. That's what Spanish and French and Polish. And Polish is hard. Thai is difficult. Chinese. Had to go through customs in all those different languages, folks. Not most of them speak English. But that will scare the hell out of someone if they haven't really solo traveled before, and you go to a different country, and that's what you gotta deal with. So normalizing that and getting comfortable in your own skin, getting comfortable traveling, getting comfortable at the grocery store, getting comfortable at a restaurant, getting comfortable in public, talking to yourself in public like a crazy person, you know? Normalize it. Don't stigmatize it. Whoa. Put that on a t-shirt. Normalize it, don't stigmatize it. Okay? All right. Negatively, at least. Okay? Wow, that was not bland, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Holy moly. All right? The friends you meet. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna meet anyone. I don't know if I'm gonna make any friends. I don't know if you're gonna, you know what I mean? Especially solo traveling. And I go more into depth in this in a different video, but that's the main thing. I don't know if I'm gonna meet any friends. I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, have contacts. Ladies and gentlemen, it could be as easy as staying in hostels. So many solo travelers stay in hostels. So many solo travelers stay in hostels, and they're all in the same position as you, but you won't know until you find out. Until you take that leap, book that ticket, get your passport. But even if you stay domestically, you know, there's so many different ways. You're at the airport. Say I get to the airport in Bangkok, Thailand, and I'm headed off to the Once Again Hostel, which is actually where I stayed at. Shout out, Once Again Hostel in Bangkok, Thailand. $6 a night. At least when I went, it could change. Okay? Very nice, very clean. You can meet another solo traveler, because I mean, a lot of solo travelers and expats and digital nomads go to Thailand. Someone else could be going to the same hostel. Someone could go to Here Hostel, which is just around the corner from Once Again Hostel in Bangkok. It's actually where Victoria stayed. Shout out Vic's Vlogs. Go subscribe, okay? She's amazing. Someone can be going that same direction. You could chop it up. You can see someone scrolling through their phone trying to, translate, or get a taxi, or get a Grab, or an Uber, or a Gojek, or a Bolt, okay? Those are all rideshare services in Thailand. And you can see that they're scrolling through and scrolling through and scrolling through. Hey, you need some help. Hey, where are you going? Or, oh, you know, you see them with the big hiking backpack. Okay, they're a backpacker. They're a backpacker, okay? Hey, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to Here Hostel. Oh, I'm going to Once Again Hostel. Hey, you want to share an Uber? You want to share a Grab? You know? I think I got a grab from Bangkok airport all the way down to, once again, hostel with traffic. It was a lot of traffic. It was a really bad time of the day, but the ride was like, I don't know, 45 minutes, I think. It was a while with the traffic, 45 minutes from there to the hostel. It cost me $6. $6 US, which I don't know how much baht that is. I'll put the conversions up. You meet someone else, or even 2 other people, 3 other people, man, you're paying 62 cents. If you're going in the same direction. And then boom, there you go. You made friends. Oh, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm not doing anything, I just got here. What are you doing tonight? Oh, I just got here too. Obviously, because you came from the airport. Okay, let's meet up for dinner. My hostel is hosting an event. Let's go to this hostel event. Let's go to Khao San Road and get a couple of buckets. Drink responsibly, please. You know? So many ways. So many ways, ladies and gentlemen. And so normalizing that, and again, it doesn't have to be international or anything like that, but just for the sake of the international example. And that's exactly what I did. I just gave you exactly what I did. So many ways to save money, so many ways to be comfortable in a totally foreign country, you know? But if you don't normalize it, you don't get used to it, you're gonna be scared to death. You're scared to death. You know, you never solo travel before. I'm gonna go to Thailand. Oh my God, that's gonna be overwhelming for you. Some people can handle it, but it's gonna be a lot for most people. So normalizing it and getting used to it, easing your way into it, makes everything a hell of a lot easier, folks. And so you meet friends on the way to the hostel. You meet friends at the hostel. You meet friends at the airport. You meet friends, you know, oh, hey, I've seen you on TikTok. Okay, hey, let's be friends. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to travel solo. Normalize it. Don't stigmatize it, okay? Again, not planned. That was not planned. Like this video, share it with the folks you know, share it with the folks you don't know, and we're growing the family. So to everyone who has recently subscribed, appreciate it. For everyone who said hi to me the other day on the trail, that was pretty cool. Hello to you guys as well, and let's keep growing. Let's keep growing, and we're gonna keep doing this thing, folks. We're gonna keep doing this thing. So get out there, travel, stamp those passports, get your passport, and then stamp your passports. And I will talk to you guys a bit later. Comment down below, let's get the conversation going, help each other out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.